new this year, the English department is starting a writing lab, and our goal is to model it after the math lab concept, where students are placed in our classrooms and they're assigned there to get extra help with papers and projects and whatever they need related to writing. Right now there's no credit given, but eventually we want to work toward that. In the meantime, we need your help making it available for the students with an open door policy where they can just come and go as they need, not just with English classes, but with all of the disciplines. So Vicki is available second period, fifth period. Carolyn's available second. They're both available the second Pat's period, and I have expressed a willingness to even stay after school a couple of days during the week.
So what we want to do, in fact, we already have some kids who are scheduled for those periods. Those kids we want to work on at least a weekly basis, working on their writing skills overall. They're the ones that struggle just writing a paragraph, and we want to get to even differentiating what they're doing. For the other students, though, we want it to be, as Lisa said, an open door policy, where if they're writing those summaries for Sean, that they can come in and get help, or if they're working on even their outlines for government, and that they can come in and we can work with them on a day-to-day basis. However, we want them to fill out a form. And Carolyn, and I'm going to put them in your mailboxes. Please make extra copies for them, because I'm only putting one in, and we're hoping that more than just one of your students will use them. But Carolyn's going to explain all about that form.
The form, like Vicki said, you will all get a copy in your mailbox. Please make copies. I'm sure that a lot of students hopefully will want to take initiative once they hear about the writing lab. I think all of us as their English teachers are trying to advertise the lab, and if you've seen in the hallway, there are advertisements as well. The goal is for students to advocate for themselves and to come to the writing lab on their own to improve a specific area of writing. We're not there to write their whole papers for them, as most of them I'm sure would like us to do. We want to work with them to improve a specific area of their writing. On the form, most of the form is to be completed by the student. There are two bottom portions. One of them, the writing lab teacher, whoever's working with the student, will just write a little sentence about what we did in the writing lab and whether or not the student benefited from it. The teacher then, whatever English teacher they have, will then fill out a bottom portion that explains what changes the student made in their writing. So the goal is for all of us to work together in order to see if this really does benefit students and if they're taking this as something serious to help their writing improve. Overall, I think that about sums up the writing lab. If you have any questions for any of us, obviously we are available. We haven't really had much experience with this. We're trying to get it off the ground, and we're hoping that it's a big hit with the students. So again, if you have any recommendations for struggling writers or even skills of writing that students struggle with, please let us know so that we can incorporate those into the lab.